is a show that focuses on the person behind the brony. I'm your host, Osaka Jack. Please sit back and relax as we talk to this week's guest brony. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Into the Spotlight. This is your host, Osaka Jack. With me today, I have someone who has probably been a brony less than anybody else who's listening to me. Axel Foaly, hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Now, you became a brony earlier today. No, I'm joking with that.
I'm not even sure. Yeah, sorry, I'm not even sure I'm technically a brony yet at all, but never mind.
So we'll just call you Roni.
Yeah.
And I'm going to avoid the Risa jokes. I'm so happy you laughed at that. I wasn't sure how international that brand is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Axel Foaly. When did you become interested in the show?
I've been chewing over this for a while. I think it was late June, early July, so maybe 3 or 4 months ago. It's not been long.
Gotcha.
My rise to fame has been somewhat meteoric, if you could call it fame. Infamy, maybe.
I don't know. I just have a problem with that term for rise to fame. I've never seen meteors go up.
No, you're right. They always come down.
Yeah.
As
even in Australia, I mean...
Yep, even in Australia. Sometimes go along quite a long way, but they still come down.
Yeah. Yep. It would be interesting if someday they would develop a rocket and just call it Meteor, just so the term would be valid.
Well, true. Or I could just have a rocket-like rise to fame instead. That'll work.
Rocket-like, yeah. But then it sounds like you're going to break up into stages and part of you is going to fall down.
Well, true. I'd throw off some boosters halfway up.
Get your funding canceled when your
shuts
down.
Your funding canceled will never happen. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's fun to overanalyze metaphors, don't you think?
Yeah. Especially when I know way too much about NASA.
Is it possible to know too much about it? Or, I mean, be a fan, be really interested, but...
Yeah, I think I know some people who border along the lines of knowing a little bit too much about space exploration.
I would argue that it's...
of not knowing anything about real life,
I would argue that it's not so much them knowing too much, it's them just not accepting that there are other things out there.
Well, possibly.
But I can understand your point.
Both.
Yeah. What was the catalyst that got you started?
The catalyst was, I was thinking about this the other day, because obviously I've known I'm going to be doing this interview for a while, so I had to sit and think about it to get my head straight.
Yeah, starting next season, I'm going to do surprise interviews, right? Just jump on random people's Skype.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? We're on the show now. Do you want to talk to me?
Yeah, you should do that. You should still do that. No, I got my head straight about it the other day, and I came to the conclusion that there were a couple of things that got me interested.
Mm-hmm.
One was Joy the artist. I've known Joy for a long time, through other channels, and I've always known she's been interested in MLP. And she's mentioned it a few times, but she knew I wasn't a brony, so she wasn't, mentioning it a lot.
Sure.
But, she, as I guess some of your listeners probably know, she makes pony plushies. And I was looking for a way to help her out, because she has a little bit of money problem sometimes.
Sure.
And she said the best way to do is buy a pony. I thought, well, I could just buy a normal one. No, I'm going to commission one, because that way I get to pay more for it.
Huh.
So I sort of started wandering down the lines of commissioning a pony, sort of as a sort of thing just to help around. And it sort of set something off in my mind. I don't know what, but it sort of sat there for a while and didn't go anywhere. And then I fell over our good friend Full Papers.
Ah, yes.
Yay. And I got to know Full Papers through Joy, because obviously this is how Twitter, I should mention that most of this happened on Twitter.
Okay.
I'm a huge Twitter hound. I've been on Twitter for over 5 years now, and I've gotten to know literally hundreds of people through Twitter.
That's a long time for Twitter, absolutely.
It is. Twitter was a lot more of a baby when I first joined it, and there were a lot less people on it.
I can claim the same thing, and I've just been on it for 18 months. So.
It's one of these things that seem to grow exponentially.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, and I've known Joy for probably 2 or 3 years, and and she knows Full Papers. I got to following Full Papers somehow. I think I don't know. It was just I got into a conversation between him and Joy and me, and it blossomed into something quite funny and quite cool.
Sure.
And
I
ended
a lot
up
with
following.
Full Papers.
Yeah, it's how Twitter works. You get to a conversation with somebody, you discover something new that's cool and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I followed him, and I was reading his tweets, and obviously there's quite a lot of pony stuff in there.
Sure.
But I think what really set me on the road to actually trying to get involved with the community, rather than watching the show, was when Full Papers was in hospital, when he had his medical issues.
Kidney stones, right.
His kidney stones, yeah. Something I guess you're familiar with, too.
Too much. Very
Far
much.
too familiar,
Granted, his appeared to have been larger than anything I have passed, but at the same time, I haven't gone to the hospital for mine. I've just done home remedies, which is usually sit at home and cry.
Yes, a lot. Very painful.
Mm-hmm.
I've had similar abdominal pain to kidney stones, but I've not had the unpleasant passingness. And he was obviously in hospital, and he by that time I'd gotten to know him a little bit, and I knew he was a big time brony. So he does this thing every so often where he'll post a picture and ask somebody to ponify it, i.e. Photoshop ponies in and amusing poses and stuff. And I photoshopped. He did a picture. I think it was a hospital bed. And said, somebody brighten this picture up. So I photoshopped a picture of Derpy sticking her head up through a hole in the floor, looking confused into the middle of his bed, and he adored it. He said it was really cool. And
I remember that. And yes, it was incredibly cute.
Yeah, he was really quite flattered because I wasn't a brony. I actually went to the effort to do it anyway.
Very kind of you.
Yeah, but I was following him, and he was retweeting a lot of stuff from other people, and I was just blown away by how many people had taken time to, Photoshop up some pictures and send him cards and deliver him stuff in hospital, and I was stunned, literally. I mean, I've been a member of a lot of online communities, and some of them have been incredibly cool. But I have never seen such levels of generosity and kindness and care as I saw when he was in hospital. And I threw my 2 pennies in as well because he's a cool guy.
Sure.
But that set me thinking at the time that you're obviously a cool bunch of guys and girls and people generally. And I sort of started creeping towards, I'd like to get to know a few of you, so I started looking through Full Papers followers. I think I picked up you, I picked up RJ Sketch, and a couple other people. I think, I knew Lupanaya, before I got involved, because I knew her through Joy as well.
Okay.
Because she, actually, this was one of the other things, was I read several blog articles early on about how much MLP had changed some people's lives.
Right.
And it has. I mean, there are blog articles out there that people have written, and it's astounding just reading them.
Yes.
How much it has meant to these people. And that, left a mark. It took me from a position of complete, neutrality and don't care, bronies are just bronies, to a point of thinking, well, obviously this show has a profound effect on some people. There must be something to it.
Yeah.
And it all sort of kind of snowballed a little bit and at the same time I was working out an OC to do my commission with Joy.
Okay.
And it kind of snowballed a bit, and I got to know Full Papers a lot better after he was in hospital.
Yeah.
And we chatted a couple of times on Twitter, by direct message, and it all kind of started slipping towards where I am now. But what actually set it off, I think, was I had a really bad fandom experience somewhere else.
Oh, no.
And, well, I don't know. I kind of had a
I won't push you for too many details if you don't want to give them,
no,
of course. But I'm just curious if it was an interaction with one specific person in that fandom or the fandom as general.
It was a general feeling that came over me. Another fandom that I had put a lot of effort into this particular fandom.
Yeah.
And I was not getting the satisfaction out of it I wanted, and it was also slipping in a direction that I didn't want to go in.
I see.
And it was a shame because, again, it was another community. It was another great bunch of people I've been friends with for a very long time, and still am in some cases.
That's good.
But I decided that investing my time and effort into it was not productive anymore, and I hung up my hat and just said, no, guys, I'm sorry, I'm out.
Oh.
And I walked away.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a very profound moment for me because I put a lot of effort into it, and it had been kind of a big part of my life for a couple of years.
Right.
And it was a little bit upsetting, and it kind of, it didn't really, I didn't like swing off into depression or anything, but it upset my balance.
Mm-hmm.
And I had kind of a bit of a void there. And I guess for one reason or another, I decided that I'd, check out the pony community, see what you guys were like.
Mm-hmm.
I liked what I saw and decided to swing by. And because of reasons that I don't know, I'm not entirely comfortable with discussing, but I can't do it with my real name and my real Twitter account. I had to come up with a pseudonym, and that's where Axel Foaly came from. It just dropped into my head one day. I thought, wow, what a cool name for a pony.
Mm.
And
I admit the first two thoughts that came into my head when I saw your name. First, I thought Guns N' Roses. And second, I thought Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, well, that's where the name comes from.
Okay.
But I bent it a little bit and readjusted the spelling of Foaly, so it was Foaly, as in a foal. And that stuck, and I decided to start a Twitter account and start following some people in the community and to see where it went. Yep. And that was really how I got started. And, of course, knowing Joy and knowing Fall Papers, they were all like, oh, you should follow this guy, he's really great. And I'm like, oh, no. Here we go. And by the end of the first week, I already had 30 followers.
That's impressive.
It was like nuts. It was like, I've been on Twitter a long time, and I know a lot of the time to get followers and to get established in a community, you have to do a lot of work, and you have to make an impression.
Very true.
And here I was at the end of the week sitting with like 20 or 30 followers already and following like 20 people. And I'm like, how the heck did I get here? But it's kept on going.
With me, at the very least, when I started Twitter, it was just my account. And then later, I'd say, well, you know what? I'm going to make a pony account. And, I made a pony account, no problem. It seems to be a common pattern for someone to have their Twitter account, then make a pony account, and then start trying to do equal tweets from both, and then, starting to favor the pony one and favor the... I don't think I've been back to my other Twitter account in months. I really don't.
I am very lucky, I think, because my main account is involved in a great deal of other things in other places that are equally as cool, really, for me.
Good. That's good.
And equally as engaging. So I have, two things that go on at the same time. And
that's good.
That's pretty awesome.
Sure.
And I do a lot of stuff with my other account. That is really amazing that I really keep up with as well. Because you'll find days when I don't tweet much on Axel Foaly because I'm somewhere else.
Right.
Like yesterday, I went to a lecture by an Apollo astronaut, so I was off on doing something else somewhere else. And my pony account tends to get a little bit neglected on those days. But other days, I'll tweet a lot on Axel Foaly and not on the other one because I'm having fun with the pony people. Because you guys are a lot of fun, a lot of the time, and
I honestly think at this point you can change your pronouns. It's not us. It's not as in you guys. It's we. You're part of us, dude.
I know. I still haven't quite got my head around that.
I can understand that.
I don't know. I feel like I'm part of the community, but I still kind of feel like I'm not quite 100%.
I can understand that. I try to make it a point. I don't ever want to force anybody to be it. I have a bit of a problem if someone says they have converted their friends into bronies. I'm like, it's not a religion. It's
not that kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, and everybody I've come across all the way from square one has always been the same.
That's good.
Has always said, well, I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to, I'm going to get in your case, but you should check this out. And that's all they've said. Mm-hmm. And eventually I got there in the end.
That's good. I approve of this. I think that's the proper way to do it, yeah.
And it's a good natural way to get into something. And it makes it more fun because you do it a little bit at a time and you open up new doors and every so often you do something cool happens. You're like, whoa!
Now I have to ask, just because I know it was not the case. Well, I guess pretty recently. Have you watched all the episodes yet?
Oh, no. Okay. I'm far from it.
Okay.
In fact,
not a guilt thing. Just curious. Not a guilt thing.
No, I know. Several people have asked me, but the one thing that makes me possibly a little bit sort of standoffish maybe about sticking like a tag on my head that says I'm a brony is that I don't really watch the show all that much.
I can understand how you're thinking, but I have to disagree with you. I honestly, for me, to be a brony, you have to 1, enjoy the show, 2, try to be a good person. That's it.
Yeah.
Anything beyond that is just semantics to me. It's
And I do, and I guess if you put it like that, I do both. I have watched and enjoyed the show.
There you go.
To a limited extent, and well, it's just part of me that I try to be a good person. That's just who I am.
Sure.
I've always been the same.
Oh, wait, I guess I should put a third thing in there. You wish to be a brony. I mean, I'm sure there's some people out there who have watched the show, enjoyed it, try to be good people, but they're like, I don't want to be a brony. Fine. That's okay.
Yeah, and I know I've seen recently that I've seen posts recently about several people who've openly objected to being referred to as a brony in spite of being part of the community. I don't necessarily object to it. I'm one of these people. I don't like labels. Okay. Somebody tweeted me a really crazy cool one-liner the other day. They said labels are for soup cans, not for people. I thought that was fantastic.
I like this. Yeah.
Because for the most part, I hate false labels. I don't even like music genres. I'm not fussy about labels. Sure. I don't like people who try and box music into different genres. It's just music.
Yeah.
Just listen to it. It doesn't matter if you don't like this type of music or don't like that type of music.
Sure.
If you don't like it, don't listen to it. If you like it, listen to it. Who cares what kind of music it is?
Yeah,
I agree. I'm kind of the same with people. I don't really care who people are. I just care what they're like. Who they are as people.
Sure.
I don't care what society says they are. Mm-hmm. To me, they're friends. That's all that matters, really. Yeah,
I can agree with this.
But to some extent, I'll admit to being a fan, and I do like the show. I enjoy it when I do watch it. Mm-hmm. I find the characters are really fun, and the stories are incredibly well written, and it's beautifully animated. Mm-hmm. It's really got everything going for it as a cartoon show. I should also say I don't watch a lot of TV either, which doesn't help.
I can completely understand that.
Hound.
I can completely understand that. Granted, my reasons are different, but yeah.
I watch virtually no TV at all, in fact.
Yeah.
I will watch The Odd Show on Discovery during the week, and I watch motorbike racing on TV, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
I get 99.9% of my entertainment is through the internet, interacting with friends and other people and doing stuff online or playing video games or something like that.
I would mostly agree. I occasionally watch a television show, but I really haven't gotten into any dramas or comedies. Variety shows I don't mind in the morning because, I'm getting ready and it's mostly mindless drivel, but it's slightly entertaining. And that's fine for background noise. Mm-hmm. But, getting into a show I really haven't done for a long time.
Whereas I read Twitter when I'm eating my breakfast because it's far more entertaining and far more fulfilling. But
yeah, I can see this.
I'm off to be found when I come down for breakfast with my bowl of cereal in one hand and my phone in the other. Read Twitter.
I can. Here, watch this.
It's my board.
Watch this. I'm going to get so many comments right now. I haven't seen a single episode of Breaking Bad. I haven't watched any of the Adventure Time past the first season. I haven't played the new Pokemon game. I haven't watched any of the Avengers TV show. I haven't played Grand Theft Auto 5. Let's see. Anything else that's going to cause people to explode on me? That might do it, I think. Okay, yeah, that'll do it for now.
I've got one that always makes nerds go crazy.
I haven't seen any. I have not seen any episodes of Firefly.
Oh no, I haven't watched Firefly or Serenity either, and I had a big discussion with several people about this the other day. They're like, "What?"
Yeah, that's usually the response I get. But
one thing that always sets my fellow geek crowd off is that I don't like The Big Bang Theory.
Have never watched an episode.
Nearly nobody understands why I don't like it, but I don't like it. I don't find it funny.
I haven't watched a single episode.
And the same goes for quite a lot of American sitcoms. I can't sit through most American sitcoms. I just don't find the humor engaging. A lot of people don't understand. Yeah.
I will say that my law of sitcoms that everybody in my family follows, it really works well. We never watch an American sitcom the first season. Never. Not a single episode. First season is always terrible. If it's got anything to it, it'll come back for a good second season and an amazing third season and a wonderful fourth season. That's just our rule. We don't watch things the first season.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched some of the Big Bang Theory episodes, and it's just like, okay, it's supposed to be funny. It just does nothing for me at all. So,
I'm sure we're going to get a lot of hate mail and probably the comments.
Yeah, I'm bound to get like 15 people unfollow me on Twitter now. They're like, I don't like the Big Bang Theory. What an idiot! Yeah.
I don't mind so much if I do occasionally miss the inside joke. Like, I know Full Papers is a huge favorite of, and I haven't seen any episodes of this. I'm sorry, I haven't seen any Avatar: The Last Airbender. Or what is the follow-up? Legend of Korra? I haven't seen any of them.
That was actually, it's funny you should say that, because that's where the Firefly conversation started.
Interesting.
The other day.
Interesting.
Was a comment about Avatar, The Last Airbender from Full Papers, and I just said, he said something, and I said I didn't understand it, because I'm a cultural hermit or something.
Right.
And it started on, and it went off on a bender about, what I have.
Bender, I recognize. That's Futurama. Okay, I have seen Futurama. Yes. I recognize the word Bender.
No, I've watched the entire Futurama from end to end on DVD. It's one of the few things I have watched. I'm a huge fan of Futurama.
I want to be clear about this. It is not that I have an aversion against any of those shows. Even Big Bang Theory, I haven't seen it. And it's not that I don't like it. It's just not something that enters my frame of mind when I have a free minute. That's
more or less the same way it works with me. As a lot of these things, like I haven't watched Breaking Bad or Lost or 101 other shows that most of my friends are big fans of, and it's not that I don't like them. It's just I don't want to watch them. Yeah. I don't have time in my life to sit down and watch TV.
This is absolutely the way I feel. It's not that I don't like them. Granted, some shows I watch and I don't like. It doesn't happen often, but occasionally. But yeah.
It's just one of those things. It's like you say, it never really enters into my frame of mind. I'm not, I guess maybe, I don't know, it's weird. It's maybe the way I was brought up. It might just be because I spent my teenage years, instead of sitting in front of a TV, I sat in front of a computer.
Possibly.
Playing video games and hacking stuff instead, so.
I get the feeling that I might do it if there was like, also, another big one for me, I live alone. I mean, this apartment is only mine. I think possibly if I had a roommate, if there was a show we both liked, we might...
Yeah.
That might occur. Yes, I can see that.
I mean, I live with my folks, but I get left to myself most of the time.
Sure.
And I'm the same. I think because I'm my own person and I do my own thing, I think it largely means that I don't have anyone to sit in front of the TV with, because my folks are not going to watch the same shows I am.
Sure,
for the most part.
Yeah.
So I don't have anybody to sit and watch it with. So I guess that's
a
big
large
component
part of these
of
shows is community, which.
Yeah.
But community watching it at the time, I guess.
Hmm. Something cool that RJ Sketch tried to do was try to get people on Skype and watching MLP at the same time.
I've seen that, and that's right. I guess that's something you haven't encountered. When probably, I'm not going to say for sure, but it has been the case, when new seasons are airing, is you will see live streams forming that are showing the episode as it's airing. And granted, usually very low quality, because it's, as it airs, but that has happened in the past and more than likely will happen for the next season. I rarely took part in them just because they all happened at 2 or 3 a.m. my time.
Yeah, and they'll probably be in the middle of the night for me anyway.
Well, so let's see, you're 7 hours behind me, so it would be about 7 or 8 p.m. at night for you.
No, I'm 9 hours behind you.
Okay, then 6 or 7 p.m. for you. Not impossible, just probably not the most convenient time.
Yeah, it's around dinner time. It's not fantastic, but anyway, but that's another thing that I've often been, I don't say chided, but often been, something that people say I should do is watch more live streams, and I really don't like watching live streams. I don't know why. One of the reasons is I have crummy broadband and they don't work very well. They break on me with alarming regularity. And
I just get, I don't know. If I don't have a great connection, I get flashbacks to like late 90s or mid zeros trying to watch. Yes. Oh, look, it's a live show and I get a new picture every 30 seconds. How cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, they're not sitting here anymore. Okay.
I tried to watch the live stream of Full Papers doing his talk at BronyCon, was it?
Yes.
The one he did on Pegasi. And the audio broke up every 10 seconds.
Oh, that's a shame.
And stopped. And the picture kept going, but the audio stopped. And then it picked up. And obviously when you're trying to listen to our dear friend talking about Greek mythology and stuff like that, it wasn't very convenient.
Sure.
I haven't gone back and rewatched it. I really should do, but
it is unfortunate. But often the hotel spaces do not provide the promised internet connection. So often I know that often EFN is trying to broadcast on the smallest about miracle data you can imagine, and it doesn't always work.
Yes. Yeah. I've been in situations with that before myself. So, well, not personally, but with crews trying to do video streaming and trying to get everybody off the Wi-Fi so that they can stream the video and we don't kill the internet connection.
The irony is that when the connection is bad, everybody at the area will start tweeting or mentioning, "Man, the connection here is so terrible. No data's getting through."
Yeah,
please,
the connection
stop.
just falls on its backside. Yeah, it's like, stop tweeting. You're making it worse. Yes.
It's like everybody's complaining how much water's on the ship, so they punch their own holes.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, let's try and let it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a question that I ask in each of my interviews, what would you say, and it doesn't, it's just what you're familiar with, in all of My Little Pony, what would you say is the one line or one scene that defines you as, I usually say as a brony, but I'll even expand it to as a member of the community, without labels. What would you say is the one line or one scene that defines you?
I really don't know.
It could just be one that stands out in your mind.
I couldn't narrow it down to a particular line or scene, but if I had to narrow it down to an episode, I forget the name of the episode.
That's okay, describe it.
It's the one where Twilight goes nuts because she can't think of anything to write for a letter for Princess Celestia.
Lesson 0.
Lesson 0, that's it, yeah. That one and probably Applebuck season as well.
Okay, all right.
Because I am one of those people who will help everybody else sometimes to my own detriment.
Right.
I'll be so helpful, I'll really run myself ragged.
So you're so helpful with others that it leads to you not having enough time to do what you had to do. So we have an Applebuck lesson 0.
Yes. And also, I'm not the most receptive person when someone else tries to help me either. So I do have a little bit of an Applejack in me.
Sure, I can understand this. I absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always work well with other people, so it's just kind of like people try to help me, like, no, I can do it myself. Go away.
I totally understand. I'm very similar, and
help.
Yeah. And I understand they're trying to help, but at the same time, I'm such a perfectionist with some things. It's like I know if they try to help, then I'm going to have to go back and redo it anyway because it's going to have some small little flaw, and I don't want them to feel bad about it. So I'm just, no, don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's you don't always you don't always trust them to do the best job possible, and you're gonna have to change it. So it's like, no, don't worry, I'll do it.
Yep.
And sometimes I get to the point where I tell everybody, no, don't do it, I'll do it for everything, and I just end up under a pile. It's happened to me at work sometimes, and my bosses just at the once and say, would you just delegate something, please? You're gonna drive yourself crazy. And unfortunately, I have health issues which catch up with me if I get too stressed and tired, which doesn't help either.
I'm going to argue that most people exposed to high stress for long periods of time will have health issues, regardless of how healthy they may have been before. I'm not trying to downplay yours. I'm just saying
I have significantly magnified health issues that catch up with me very quickly.
Gotcha.
Like mean I can't go to work nearly, which is not good. So I have to. I am maturing to the point where I have to be able to delegate and only bite off as much as I can chew. But it's been very hard adapting to that way of life.
Oh yes,
and
I can understand.
That Applebuck season episode just made me think of myself so much.
Isn't it amazing how universal some of these are?
Yeah. Lesson 0 reminded me of some of the deadlines I've had at work where my boss says, well, I maybe want you to finish it by such and such, and I took it to be a hard deadline. I'm like working so hard to get to this deadline. And I get there and I'm not finished. Please don't kill me. And he's like, well, I only said try and finish it by now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
I understand fully.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, I think those two episodes possibly.
Okay.
And I have this great picture I keep in my Dropbox, which is where I keep all my files I use everywhere.
Right.
Of Applejack from that episode of Applebuck season was like really puffy eyes, looking really shot out and tired, and it gets tweeted quite a lot. It's like my token I'm feeling tired picture, or when somebody else is feeling tired, I just tweet it back to them, and it gets a laugh sometimes.
Sure, yeah.
And a lot of people who try to apply other means to My Little Pony with limited success, I've found.
I'm all for people trying to use Pony and other means, because I think that's creative.
Yeah,
I think it has
don't mind that
just
either.
sometimes it works and sometimes it does not work.
Sometimes it doesn't, and when it doesn't, sometimes it catastrophically doesn't work.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for, I suggested it a long time ago, but I'm still waiting for just redoing the Lord of the Rings Two Towers scene where Gandalf whistles and then Shadowfax appears. Just have Rarity appear.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
It'd be awesome.
Yes.
I'm waiting for it, but I haven't seen it, and I'm disappointed. I don't have the means to make it myself, because I can't whistle like that.
Yes, in the words of Jean-Luc Picard, make it so.
If I could, I would.
Yeah. Well, somebody listening to this show should make it so. Make it so.
I would love to have like a show budget where I could just, okay, somebody make this, because we suggested it, and it's awesome. But no, that would just have to come up directly out of my pocket, and that would be money I don't have.
You have to commission that, and they cost money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, today we have been speaking with Axel Foaly. Thank you so much for coming by.
That's absolutely fine. I've enjoyed telling people a little about me.
Yay! Everybody should follow him on Twitter to give him a huge explosion in number of followers. Do you have a Tumblr or YouTube or other social media that we should do? MySpace?
For pony stuff, no. I'm only on Twitter. I'm just at Axel Foaly. So.
All right, and that works.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We have been speaking with Axel Foaly. Be sure to follow him on Twitter. This has been Into the Spotlight with Osaka Jack. We'll catch you next time.